Good morning. This is a Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. My name's Dave Burney.
Oh, boy, don't you look like you're in a good mood today. I'm Brent Apperson.
Wow.
Hi.
The Packers. Oh man,
brother.
I'm telling you, my Packers they're just so uniquely talented across the board. I mean, Devontae Adams and Corey Linsley and Lucas Patrick, just to name a few of the players
Wow.
that were really shining yesterday. And Lucas Patrick can play both center and right guard.
Wow.
so-
Name dropping this morning.
Well,
Boy.
you keep telling me I don't know my players. Well,
Yeah.
of course, Aaron Rodgers is a well-known household name in the kitchen, around the kitchen table. But and how'd the Bears do?
Don't even go there. That was a disaster.
We went for
The
a
last
walk.
2 minutes were a disaster. Let's put it that way.
We came back, turned it on. I thought, hey, the Bears are going to win.
That's what I thought.
But
Actually, you know what? No, there was never a point in that game where I felt, yeah, they've got this.
oh, really?
I've watched too many Bears games over my lifetime to think this is over.
Well,
And they found a way to lose.
a lot of it's about defense, Brand, and I think if you have some players, defensive ends like Dean Lowry and people like Kenny Clark and some of those guys that play for the Packers, you would have less worries. Kevin King, some of those.
What'd you
kinds of
do?
players.
Google their roster and print it out over the weekend, or what?
Of course not. Of course not. More importantly, today
Yes.
is a day we should always remember, Pearl Harbor Day, December 7th.
Yeah, I heard you mention that coming in.
Yep, 3,500 Americans who were killed or wounded during that sneak attack. As you know, just a moment in history that, of course, we'll never forget. Much like 9/11 and events like that. So it is a day for the greater generation. Many of those veterans are gone that served following Pearl Harbor. Very few World War II veterans left, so very important day. Want to thank the folks over in Arcadia. Joan and I traveled over on Saturday evening to attempt to judge the houses with their lights and decorations, and I hope we still have some friends over there. Arcadia, they always go all out for that sort of thing, just like their parade and so forth. And two very, very nice gentlemen taking us around town. Wayne, we actually followed them around and talked on the phone, and they would take us to the different locations. And Wayne's been doing, I think he said this for 33 years. He almost knows the addresses without looking them up. But thank you so much, and we really enjoyed that and did catch a little of the pageantry of the other activities that were taking place there. I don't know how to describe it. They really set it up neat where you get on the trolley and go through the different, I hate to call them stations. I guess each individual location was a pageant of its own, a Christmas pageant of its own. And it's pretty cool. And I think they had a good turnout for it. When we got over to that side of town, it was towards the end of the night for them, and they were kind of winding it down. But I heard the guys talking, and they said they had a good crowd there on a beautiful night. So
Good.
Very good. Very good. But I'm just going to try to stay away from the Packers on this because I know it kind of hurts because the Bear guy went back. He went ready to throw the ball. They were going to win the game, and then they knocked the ball out. Oh, couldn't believe it. We just got back from a walk and watched that. It was awful.
I especially enjoyed when the Bears couldn't even pick up a yard at the end of the game to give themselves a chance to win. Love that call.
Well, now don't be bitter. The other thing is, not just before that, why did the guy, he stepped out before he got the 1st and 10? I know he wanted to get off the field to stop the clock, but he might have took one more step forward.
Oh, and they did have a timeout left, too, by the way.
That they didn't use?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Jeremy's going to be in a bad mood today.
Oh, trust me. Yeah. Jeremy and I got a little bit of our frustrations out via text to one another yesterday.
Hey, Nebraska won.
They did. Played well. They were another team, though, that I just wasn't going to believe they were going to pull it out until it was completely over.
Second half, yeah.
But, yeah, got off to a great start and finally had some breaks go their way. Finally.
Yeah,
so that was nice to see.
I would say that they're going to, even though they were behind the other team in penalties, they'll want to have less penalties if they play other teams.
Well, that's unfortunately been a story, really since Scott Frost arrived, which has surprised me a little bit. I really thought stuff like that would get cleaned up. But, but no, it was a fun game to watch. It was great to see him get off to a big start and then just made enough plays down the stretch to hang on and win it.
All right.
Hopefully they'll get to play this Saturday, and maybe they can string some wins together.
Yeah, and that is still uncertain with the COVID situation. Custer County Foundation is having their online auction this week, and we'll be talking about that. Check out their Facebook page and website, custercountyfoundation.org. You can bid on items. They will not have a gala this year, as usual, but they will have the online opportunity to bid and raise money that goes towards lots of great things here in Custer County. And by the way, the kids' Christmas interviews will be hitting the air very soon. Emily's been working hard on that, getting around all the schools that can let her in. And even Shannon and Christy helped last week on some of the larger classes to help Emily get those recorded, and they'll start getting those up and going very, very soon. And again, we challenge you to sign up for the Ringing the Bells for the Salvation Army. They are a little short on help this year, and they want to raise some money. 90% of that money stays right here in Custer County. All right, Brent, let's play the game.
Okay, let's do. We have one final question regarding game shows. The Dating Game premiered as an afternoon game show in December of 1965, so we've been testing your knowledge about some other daytime TV game shows. Here's your question for today. In many of the early game shows, the cash prizes were not very big. Such was the case with this game show, which originally aired from 1956 to 1968. They've actually brought it back, and there's a version of it running now. That'll be a little hint. The celebrity panel would hear a story about one of three contestants and had to match the story to the right contestant. One of them was telling the truth. Two of them were not. That should be a big hint, too. Here's your choices for the answer. Spill the beans, to tell the truth, call my bluff, or snap judgment. What game show are we talking about? If you know, call us at 872-2801.
The phone's ringing. We'll pick it up while you listen to these important words.
Rise and shine.
All right. The Get Up and Go Breakfast Show on KCNI KBBN.
Boy, oh boy, do we have something special for you this week at Bo Bootery. It's 20% off store-wide, plus special pricing on Western boots and hats. Let me remind you what store-wide means. Name brand shoes, fashion boots, bear paws, snow boots, Nordic wraps, purses, wallets, wild rags, socks, tights, leggings, Sabona magnetic bracelets, and more. Whew! Don't forget gift certificates and free gift wrapping, too, at Bo Bootery on the Square in Broken Bow.
And we have Nancy on the line. Good morning, Nancy.
Good morning.
Are you? How are you?
I'm doing good.
Now, you said off the air you were going to tell the truth, right?
Yes, I am going to tell the truth.
Okay. You know what? I'm just going to ask you, Nancy, what do you think the answer is? I won't even repeat the question.
To tell the truth.
Yeah, you got it. That's it. And because you've answered correctly, we have for you a little token that's going to get you a free personal pan pizza, one topping at Pizza Hut in Broken Bow. So just come on out and see us when you can.
All right. Thank you very much. You have a great day.
You too, Nancy. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye. 7:41 is your time.
Like that game show. My wife and I will watch the current version that is running now. It's kind of fun to try to make your choice and see if you can pick who's telling the truth. And there's some wild stories and some crazy things that people have done out there, too.
It's good to have that show come back.
Mm-hmm.
Brent.
Hey, Dave.
Do you decorate your house for Christmas? Outside?
No, not so much.
Yeah.
It just depends. We have before. Just depends if you're in the mood.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, and what your timeline is.
yeah.
I think Joan and I will just admire the folks across the street.
There you go.
They've done a nice job. But if you would like to enter the house decorating contest, originally brought forward by the man who doesn't monkey around, Gibbons Electric. Andy at Gibbons Electric wanted to have a house decorating contest, and he sponsored it and got it going. We jumped along with him on that, and some other great sponsors have as well. So because of that, there's a first place prize of $150, a second place prize of $125, and a third place prize of an even $100. Now, all you got to do is submit one picture to info@sandhillsexpress.com. It must include your name and the address of the display. Entries will be due by 5 p.m. December 15th. And then they'll be judged, and we'll have 3 lucky winners. You must be located in Custer County or within 10 miles of the county line. I'm actually thinking about looking into buying stocks of the Green Bay Packers. You can actually buy in.
Oh, can you?
You can buy, because it's a publicly owned team. It's not owned by big, guys smoking cigars. This is owned by the people, for the people, for football. You can own it. We're part of it.
Well, that's great.
Problem being is that it's so popular that there are no stocks on the open market for sale. If you want to buy a stock of the Packers team, you have to buy it from somebody who is ready or willing to sell.
I see.
And it's hard to find people.
I would think that being the die-hard Packers fan that you have been for many years, according to you, you'd already have stock in the team.
Well, I wasn't financially able back when I first started as a fan with Bart Starr and some of the guys.
Oh, brother.
What do you mean, old brother? I'm talking Packers here.
Dave,
Yeah.
you probably never sat down and watched a full Packers game, maybe in your lifetime.
Brent, I'm old enough. I remember watching.
And now you're telling me that you're this diehard. The only reason you're claiming to be a Packers fan is because 2 members of your staff are diehard Bears fans and have been for a very, very long time. And so to get under our skin, which you're doing very well, by the way, I might add, to get under our skin, you now are all of a sudden hopping on the Green Bay Packers bandwagon.
Oh, that's so untrue.
Whatever.
I'm old enough to remember when they played their championship game at noon on Monday following Christmas.
Oh.
And they lost that game.
Oh, did they?
One of the few games they lost in championships.
Oh.
By 3 points.
Okay.
It was awful.
Yeah, I'm sure you were really tore up about it for days following.
Well, for years, as you can tell. Today is also Larry Bird's birthday today.
Oh, is it?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
I know
Larry
that.
Bird. Now, see, growing up, I was a Dr. J fan. So I love easy now. So I love the Philadelphia 76ers, and Larry Bird broke my heart time and time again when those two would just seemingly play every year in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Well, he's
great player, though.
Yeah, and they respected one another. I've seen
things
where they actually are very close friends. Larry the Legend, 54 years old today.
Really, 54.
Yep. Won 3 NBA MVP awards.
Old?
Larry Bird, 54.
Really? Boy, he seems like he should be older than that. That's only like 4 years older than me.
Well, I'm sorry. That's what it says here, 54. Basketball player, Larry Bird.
Okay.
Larry the Legend. MVP 3 times. played in 12 All-Star games before tipping off his college career at Indiana State, where he was the all-time leading scorer there. He was a big Packers fan, too.
Whatever.
In other news today, Rudy Giuliani tested positive for COVID.
Heard that?
And that was announced by the president via Twitter. Why a doctor didn't release it, I don't know, but that's the way it worked. And unfortunately, the numbers are grim right now in the U.S. There are now 14.5 million cases of COVID in America, with 1 million added in the last 5 days alone. 281,000 people have passed away due to the virus. So the numbers are not good right now, and it even affects the president's lawyer. A guy in Italy walked 280 miles after a fight with his wife.
Wow.
Yeah.
Boy, it took him a while to get over it, didn't he?
He was steamed.
What? 280 miles. Now, here's my question. Did he turn around and go back home or not?
No, he was arrested for breaking curfew because they have a curfew going on there. But he had a fight with his wife, so he decided to clear his head and go for a walk.
And 280 miles
later.
A
long walk, yeah. 280 miles over the course of a week. He just kept walking.
Oh, wow.
He was 48 years old. He left his home in Como, headed south, and just kept going until he reached a beach resort on the coast. Yeah. He just kept walking, and finally the cops spotted him at 2 a.m., and they fined him $485 for breaking curfew. No word on whether he made up with his wife. But, man, that must have been some kind of fight.
Well, I mean, in those situations, a walk can do you good. I usually just walk to the end of the driveway and back, not 280 miles.
Wow. Tell you, as this is true, I think most guys and gals out there would hopefully agree with this, but we used to have these major fights like that, and then I'd get in a car and go somewhere. And
sure.
I'm going to show her. Yeah. And I've told this story before. One time we kind of a short, hot fight, and I just walked and slammed the door, and I got to the car, and I thought to myself, there's not any place I really want to go. So I walked back in, and my wife said, well, we're gaining.
Yeah.
And now you couldn't get me to. I'd like to go for a walk, but not because we had a fight.
Sure.
But to 280 miles?
280, yeah, that's what I'm saying, 280 miles.
That's a long walk for a fight. We're going to take a quick time out. When we come back, we're going to get a hold of Steve at the grocery cart.
From indoor and outdoor to out in the field, Ansley Lumber and Supply has what you need for your projects. There's nothing stronger than LP Smart Side siding for your home, and Pella, Marvin, and North Star windows can increase efficiency greatly. They have them. Does your kitchen need a new look? Well, Ansley Lumber has several lines of cabinets to choose from, and they offer quartz and granite countertops. Benjamin Moore Paint can freshen up a look, plus they have metal for your buildings, plus creosote and copper posts. Ansley Lumber and Supply, downtown Ansley.
Whether it's a car accident, storm damage, or a fire, when the unthinkable happens, it doesn't matter if you saved money in 15 minutes. In this moment, it doesn't matter if your neighbor has the same insurance you do. In this moment, what matters is that your independent insurance agent and the company that stands behind them have you covered. Auto Owners Insurance, the no-problem people. Visit Universal Insurance in Broken Bow today at uia-brokenbow.com.
Progressive presents The Sounds of the Old World. The year is 2019, and someone is waiting for the previews to start in a movie theater.
Hey, you want anything? Popcorn? Soda? No, nothing?
This has been The Sounds of the Old World. Brought to you by Progressive, where drivers can still switch and save like it's 2019.
Quote today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean. Most people know that Mr. Clean Magic Eraser removes crayon and scuff marks from walls, but did you know it even cleans tough kitchen and bathroom messes that are sometimes tough to tackle? Just wet, squeeze, and erase gray soap scum on your bathtub. Erase cloudy hard water spots in your shower. Erase burnt-on stovetop messes. So for all your tough kitchen and bathroom messes, try Mr. Clean Magic Eraser. Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean,
Mr. Clean. 7:50 is your time. Real quick, Brent has a correction just called in.
Yeah, Mike Garner called in, Dave.
Okay. Ooh.
And Larry Bird, when you said 54, I'm like, there's just no way that can be right. Mike called in. Larry Bird is 64. So it must have been a typo.
It is. It says 54.
Yeah,
so
Larry Bird is 64. Well, that sounds more like it.
It does. Steve Fowler is 24. And he is out at the grocery cart running things. Steve, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
We're doing good here. Lots and lots of specials this week?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And on my, the 24th year of being on this earth, we better... celebrate.
Well, then you've probably been in the grocery business almost all your life.
Right, exactly.
Heck.
That's great.
Well, I'm glad that things are going well. Jump right in and run down all the specials for us, Steve.
Will do. Thank you.
You bet.
All right, so ad dates running from December 7th, this fine Monday, through December 13th. That'll be Sunday, and let's head right into the fresh meat department, which is usually the top of the old grocery shopping list anyway. So pick from a lot of these great items this week from the GK Fresh Meat Department. 85% lean, fresh, ground round, only $3.28 a pound. Hormel Natural Choice boneless center cut pork chops, $2.28 a pound. Hormel Natural Choice bone-in baby back pork ribs, $3.98 a pound. We've got Grocery Cart's Premium Aged Choice Certified Angus Beef, Eye of Round Roast or Steaks, only $4.48 a pound. So definitely choose from those. And then we've also got fresh, frozen, Best Buy boneless, skinless chicken thighs, $2.18 a pound. 2.5 pound bag of Best Choice boneless, skinless chicken breast fillets, only $5.48 each. So definitely pick up a couple bags of those for the freezer and use them as you need. El Monterey XXL burritos. Those are a 9-ounce burrito, and they're only $1 each. Again, a great item to keep in the freezer and have as a backup for a snack or a quick meal. Purnell's Old Folks sausage patties. Those are great for breakfast or a breakfast sandwich. $7.98 each. Bar S sliced bologna, 4 for $5. Smithfield sliced bacon, 12-ounce packages, only $4.48 this week, among many other great items you can find in our fresh meat department. Going over to the GK dairy deals, we've got Crystal Farms cream cheese bricks, 4 for $5. Load up on those for the holiday. Best Choice shredded cheese, 2 for $4. Blue Bonnet spread in a 45-ounce tub is only $2.78. Grab some of these Go-Gurt Yoplait Go-Gurt tubes for the kids, or maybe you like them yourself, 2 for $4. On over to the frozen foods department at the GK, we've got Louisa raviolis, and these are 2 for $6. If you're looking for a quick, awesome meal that the kids might think you made yourself, that'd be a great one to buy, 2 for $6 for Louisa pasta. And we also have Rhodes cinnamon rolls. Those come in 2 varieties, 6 to 12 count, $3.68 each. Best Choice garlic bread would be a great addition to those Louisa pastas. 2 varieties, 6 to 8 count, $1.48 each for the Best Choice garlic bread from our frozen department. Save on those deals and much, much more. Don't forget the orange tag savings throughout the store. Those will be found primarily in the dairy, frozen, meat department, and definitely in the grocery department, which I'm going to talk about next. GK Grocery Savings, you can always save on a great amount of deals from the grocery department. It doesn't disappoint this week. Again, we've got Sara Lee Artisanal Bread, 20 ounces, 2 for $5. Frito-Lay Tostitos Chips, 2 for $6. Keebler Club or Townhouse Crackers, 2 for $5. Great item to stock up on for the holidays upcoming or for the everyday cracker snacks. So hamburger, chicken, or tuna helpers, 98 cents each. So make sure you buy the hamburger and the chicken or the tuna that you need for those, but that's a great value at 98 cents. Snack pack pudding or gelatin, 4-packs are only 98 cents as well, so definitely load up on those. Pasta-roni or rice-a-roni in a box, 98 cents each. We've got the Zesta saltine crackers, 2 for $5, and Campbell's Chunky Soup, 2 for $3. Betty Crocker cake mix or brownie mix, only 98 cents each. Top those cakes off with Betty Crocker ready-to-spread frosting, $1.68 each. Pick up some pasta because the Hunt's pasta sauce 24-ounce can is on the great value of 98 cents each. So a lot of great savings in the grocery department this week at the GK. Hopping on over to the Farm Fresh Produce at the GK. Again, don't forget about the new remodel that we had back in October. Now we're sporting all sorts of great new items. So definitely check all those out as you shop the produce department. We've got Gala apples, $1.38 a pound. Ocean Spray cranberries, 2 for $4. Cabbage, 68 cents a pound. 1 pound bag. Green Giant baby carrots, only 98 cents each. Cucumbers, 3 for $2. Green bell peppers, 3 for $2. Pomegranates, 2 for $4. 5-pound bag of Texas grapefruit, $4.98 each, and fancy yams, 78 cents a pound. Definitely all that and more in your fresh produce department at the GK. Swinging over to the Fresh Deli at the GK. This week on ad, we've got sliced the way you want it to the thickness you desire and as much as you would like. Kretschmar medium cooked roast beef, that's always delicious, $8.98 a pound. Kretschmar Swiss cheese, $6.98 a pound, and a nice, delicious side Parmesan bow tie pastas. Salad is $3.98 a pound there. Definitely choose some Chester's chicken packs. Choose it for lunch. Grab a pack with some sides any time of day, and then don't forget the $1 chicken tenders from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. every day. $1 Chester's chicken tenders. That's a great deal. And the main menu options for December, you definitely pick up one of those to post at the office, your desk, or at home. This fine Monday, December 7th, you can dine in or carry out Chinese cuisine. So definitely be in for that. Tuesday, we've got chicken bacon ranch casserole. That sounds delicious. Wednesday, turkey melt. Everyone's favorite Thursday, prime rib sandwich. And we've got a Crunch Wrap Supreme on Friday. So definitely be looking out for all of those great deals and more. And with your rewards card, every 11th main menu option off of that December menu and all month throughout the year accumulate to a free lunch on the 11th one. So definitely use that rewards card to your advantage. GK Bakery, Fresh Bakery, we've got fresh baked Butterflake rolls, 6-count. That's a newer item they've got in that bakery department, 6-count. Butterflake rolls, $3.48 each. And then last but not least, rewards bonus items. We definitely want to get one of these out of the way, and then we'll talk about the rest. Meat and cheese trays, that's kind of a big deal. Or the cracker snacker trays over in the deli is a big thing this time of year for gatherings of the immediate family or however you're going to celebrate this year. But meat and cheese tray small is $36.98, medium $48.98, and large $69.98. And any tray that you purchase from our GK Deli earns you 5,000 points with your rewards card, so definitely take advantage of that. We've got Halo Clementine, 3-pound bag, $4.98, earn 500 points. Red Gold Chili Kits, there's a 4-count can of different tomatoes, beans, and the like for a chili meal kit, $3.68, earn 400 points. Banquet Family Entrees in the frozen department, $2.38, earn 200 points. General Mills Select Variety Cereals, 4 for $10, earn 250 points. Simply Orange Juice, that's one of my favorites, 52 ounces, 2 for $6, earn 300 points. 2-Bite Cinnamon Rolls from the bakery, 12 ounces, $2.98, earn 300 points. And Dakota Brand Summer Sausage, great on those crackers we talked about earlier. Get that summer sausage now, 9 ounces, 2 for $6, earned 300 points on each of those. There's no limit. Great way to earn extra points for free items at the GK or discounts on gas at your local Casey's here in Broken Bow. And And definitely hit up that wine and spirits shop for your favorite beverage for this time of year, or your daily fix as well. So definitely talk to Laura back there for your needs. And anyone in the store is ready and willing to help you with any special orders you might have or needs for the holidays. Let us know. Give us a jingle, and we'll take care of you.
All right, Steve, thanks so much. Sounds like you're busy as usual. Appreciate all your efforts out there, and look forward to seeing you soon.
Sounds great. Thanks a bunch, Dave.
Thanks, Steve. All right, it's 8:01, news time.
You are listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Go, go, go! On KCNI, KBBN, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
CBS News Brief. More than 1 million new COVID cases have been reported so far this December in the U.S., and more than half the state of California has been ordered to lock down again. Dr. Celine Gounder is on President-elect Biden's advisory board. She tells CBS,
"We are unfortunately having to look at restricting certain activities, dialing up some of these restrictions around dining, around other group activities."
How do you know exactly what's making you feel lousy? CBS's Vicki Barker says there's a new diagnostic on the way.
It's the first home testing kit that can distinguish between COVID-19 and the flu virus. The New York Times reports adults over 18 with respiratory symptoms will be able to get it on prescription.
A blockbuster music deal. Universal is purchasing Bob Dylan's entire songwriting catalog for an estimated $300 million plus. CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
Gavin Higgins with you, and here is a look at state news. Students at Northeast Nebraska Community College are producing Christmas gifts from scratch. Amanda Poole with News Channel Nebraska has more.
And just like that, a checkerboard is made. Well, maybe not quite. Steve Wagner, the instructor for manufacturing at Northeast Community College, says the final product takes over 75 parts.
I have a lot of admiration for the students who do these projects because this is a lot of work.
Every year, the Hawks Manufacturing Club picks a project to build. This year's challenge was a checkerboard set. The board is constructed from acrylic, while the pieces are made out of aluminum. Those students use complex machinery to produce the pieces. Wagner reminds them
they are running this machine with their minds in order to produce a part.
The product itself is rewarding, but Wagner says what he likes most about the program is how it makes the students feel.
It's pretty exciting when you see the students start to get behind it, and it's kind of an eye-opener for them, and they have a lot of fun, and they take a lot of pride in what they're doing here.
Not only are these students gaining knowledge and experience by producing from scratch things like chess sets and checkerboards, but they're also being rewarded for all their hard work.
So the proceeds from these project sales go into supporting the students when they go on field trips. It supports maybe some team apparel or something like that.
Checkerboard sets are marketed for $130, and the chess sets marketed for $275 in previous years. Wagner says despite what some would consider a steep price, they are almost all out of stock. He says that's because the community knows the money is being well spent.
You know, if we can instill some things in them about, public service and, paying it forward, that's an important piece of what we do here, too.
In Norfolk, Amanda Poole, News Channel Nebraska.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Eddie Garcia.
Checking games, a note from Sunday in the NFL. Sunday night, it was the Chiefs over the Broncos 22-16. Kansas City gets to 11-1 and clinches a playoff spot despite only scoring one offensive touchdown in this one. Rams beat the Cardinals 38-28. Rams are 8-4. Arizona falls to 6-6 and out of a wildcard spot in the NFC. Giants over the Seahawks 17-12. New York is 5-7, still in first place in the NFC East. Seattle falls to 8-4. Packers over the Eagles 30-16. Green Bay's 9-3. Quarterback Aaron Rodgers 3 touchdown passes in the win. Browns beat the Titans 41-35. Cleveland improves to 9-3. Quarterback Baker Mayfield had 4 touchdown passes. Tennessee drops to 8-4. Saints beat the Falcons 21-16. New Orleans is 10-2. They've won 9 straight and they clinch a playoff spot. Colts over the Texans 26-20. Indianapolis is 8-4. So are the Dolphins, who beat the Bengals 19-7. And the Vikings in overtime edge the Jaguars 27-24. Minnesota at 6-6 has the final wildcard spot in the NFC.
Here's your Weatherology Forecast. Plentiful sunshine in store for today with high temperatures approaching 60. We'll have our winds breezy from the northwest. Then for tonight, mostly clear skies, a low of 27. Mid-60s for highs on your Tuesday. That stretch of sunny weather looks to continue, and much the same even into your Wednesday, up to 65 degrees with lots of sun. Thursday, partial sun, 51. For the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Michael Carroll.
One size fits all. That might be all right for an adjustable belt or cheap sunglasses, but when it comes to your financial needs, no one wants a one-size-fits-all strategy. Hi, I'm Janet Lawhorn, your local Edward Jones financial advisor. My most important goals are yours. That's why we take the time to understand your needs so we can recommend personalized strategies with your goals in mind. Contact me today, 308-872-6849. Knowing you. That's how Edward Jones makes sense of investing. Member SIPC.
Thank you, Janet. 34 degrees outside under a clear sky. We've been able to say clear sky for a long time now and enjoying some beautiful days here in early December. And it looks like we're going to be enjoying that until about Thursday night of this week. And then we're going to go back to a little bit more of a winter pattern. Winds out of the north right now, 10 to 15. Barometric pressures slowly rising at 30-16. Humidity at 58%. High yesterday, 54, with an overnight low of 24. Sunset today at 5:09. Sunrise tomorrow morning at 7:52. No measurable precipitation so far in this month of December. Brent and Dave with you here on a Monday morning. And we're going to be contacting the Broken Bow Rotary this morning, I believe. And we have some other things we want to check in on. One of those is Healing Hearts and Families. And this is a very special time of year for Healing Hearts and Families. It's a very important function that they provide throughout the year, but it's kind of important this time of year for Healing Hearts and Families.
Yeah, and this time of year they do something called their Giving Tree program, and they will be doing that this year. In order to reduce traffic in businesses that are concerned with transmission of the virus, though, you can fill out a virtual Giving Tree form this year on their Facebook page at Healing Hearts and Families. Just fill out the form, and then your donation will be collected at one of the drive-by collection sites. In Ord, December 17th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Bank First. In Broken Bow, December 18th from 10 to 4 at Healing Hearts and Families offices located at 930 South D Street in Broken Bow. If you would like more information about the Giving Tree or other programs associated with Healing Hearts and Families, just feel free to give them a call at 872-2420.
Thank you very much, Brent. We are going to get a little Christmas cheer going here this morning with Jimmy Buffett here on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Jimmy Buffett, Merry Christmas, Alabama. Well, we recently had the pleasure of talking with Veronica Smith from the hospital, CEO of Jenny Melham. She has lots of different hats she wears: mother, wife, CEO, head of the Rotary. I don't know what else, Brent, but I'm guessing there's some more. Let's find out. Veronica, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you guys?
We're good. We're good. Thanks for taking time. I know you're a very busy lady, and we appreciate you taking time to talk to us today. Let's talk Rotary and find out how everything's going on with the Rotary, with all things considered. What's happening?
Sure. So we went back to 100% Zoom meetings as the peak with COVID started really ramping up. So we have been having some great Zoom meetings because we're able to bring speakers in from afar. So last week we had Dr. Anthony Fair. He's actually the brother-in-law to one of the McCaslins in town, Jessica McCaslin. So she was able to connect us with him. He actually is the assistant professor of infectious disease at the University of Kansas. And so we were able to talk all things COVID and learn about vaccines and what are some of the misnomers out there that we're hearing, the safety of the vaccine, that sort of thing, and just kind of getting the latest and the greatest. He has done research on it. So that was a great meeting that we had last week. And then coming Wednesday this week, we have Dr. Delane Wyckoff, and he is going to talk about Rotary's End Polio Now campaign. So one of Rotary's, Rotary's major focus is really eliminating polio completely. We thought that it was. It's not. There are still countries that have some polio. So globally, Rotary is focused on eradicating that completely. So we are going to be having him on the Zoom meeting on Wednesday. And then, boy, we are just getting right close to Christmas. And so we've got one more meeting on the 16th with the Humanities Nebraska Executive Director joining us and learning what all that entails. And then we are looking at, on December 19th, Rotarians are volunteering to do some basket distribution for the Children's Christmas Fund. So even though it's COVID, we're trying to stay busy, trying to continue to do what we can in way of service to the community. So that's what we're up to in Rotary.
Well, those are all very topical. Certainly the presentation on COVID, I'm sure you found especially interesting, even though you're probably up to speed better than most. That's something then that tells us that this could be a benefit to all members or interested parties with these kinds of subjects you're having.
Yeah, we had, for that meeting, actually, we had people from all across the state joining us on the Zoom call. So that, again, that's what's really great is we can coordinate these speakers and anyone can benefit. So certainly, if anyone hears of a speaker they're interested in, contact a Rotarian, get a hold of me, Deb McCaslin, Trish McCarran. We can get the Zoom link to anyone, and they are certainly invited to join.
Fantastic. All right. Well, it sounds like you're doing everything you can through Rotary. It is amazing when you bring up the fact that there's still polio out there. Us baby boomers remember polio a little bit like this COVID situation where we all, I think as I remember, went to the armory and lined up and took a little sugar pill with medicine in it to stop polio, and you thought it was over with, but it's still around in other parts of the world, I understand.
Yep, there are still a couple countries that do have it present, and there are just things that we can learn, as we're looking at how do you do a mass vaccination now, and in having to deal with COVID, and so that's it's great that we're at the part of this pandemic and talking about a vaccine. Now it's the logistics of what that looks like and getting the phases of who's going to take it and when, and then of course people that are concerned about the safety of it. So people, we want to make sure that people are aware and have good information to make an informed decision about taking it. But it's different times for me in healthcare.
Oh, I was thinking about you when I saw on the sheet where we were going to give you a call, because I think we visited at the very early stages of this virus pandemic, and you had mentioned that you had went through some things, some challenges in your career. This one here, I imagine, is going to stick right at the top for a long, long time, if not forever.
Yeah, it will be memorable for anybody who's worked in healthcare for sure, because it's, none of us have experienced something of this magnitude that has affected the world, and having to manage it on a local level while seeing where, what's happening elsewhere. What's really great about that is in Nebraska, we are able to really share with other hospitals what they're doing, what's worked for them, different ideas in approaching different situations. So it's been great to watch the hospitals come together statewide and share information.
I don't know if you caught it yesterday, Veronica, and I won't remember the doctor's name. You probably will, but Nebraska head of the medical center in Omaha was featured on the CBS Sunday morning show, and he talked about how, I think in paraphrasing here, how proud he was of Nebraska, how they have worked together from hospital to hospital.
Yeah, we really, and no, I'm sorry, I missed that. I usually actually try to catch that morning show. It really is. We have a weekly contact or phone call with all of the Nebraska hospitals with the chief medical officer of the state. So, Dr. Gary Antone, and I have emailed him directly with a need, and he's been able to get feelers out for how to meet that need. And he has just been great to work with, and is, of course, connected right there with the governor and providing information to the governor. So we know that boots on the ground information is getting up to the governor, which is extremely helpful as we're trying to make decisions.
Well, we're getting into some of the tougher months, according to the experts, before we get out of this, but we do have that vaccine that we're all looking down the road to. They were kind of discussing yesterday with medical experts as to who gets the vaccine first, and certainly frontline people in your hospital would be, I would think, at the top of the list, the people in the rooms with the folks who are suffering from COVID. Have you talked about that already amongst yourselves and with other experts?
Yeah, so we have had some state conversations, some public health conversations here with local public health department. All depends on the number of vaccines and how those are distributed as to what actually will become available to us locally. Certainly, nursing home is a focus with those very vulnerable populations, and of course those frontline workers. So we'll be working through that to see, who do we prioritize in our ranks of our staff, and then go from there.
Okay. Last but not least, while we have you here, are things you mentioned last time we talked, when you came to work in the morning, you had 12 beds occupied. How are you sitting right now?
So we currently, at least the report that I have, and I haven't been able to talk to my staff yet this morning, but looking at it, we're about 8 in, so a little bit down. I was checking the statewide dashboard this morning. Statewide, we are trending downward for COVID hospitalizations, so that's very positive. But again, we always kind of hold our breath because we don't want to let our guard down, because one cluster of a gathering can increase the spread. So, but it is good to see that overall statewide we're trending downward.
Yeah, I agree, and I think we can do some things between now and to where that vaccination is widespread, that we can help one another out. Always appreciate your thoughts on that. One of these days, Veronica, we're going to have a little more fun on the air, and we can talk about silly things, but I don't feel like when we're talking about these serious situations that that's appropriate. But, I'm looking forward to the day where we can kind of joke around a little bit and have a little bit more fun. That'll mean we're looking at this in the rearview mirror a little bit.
Yeah, I agree. We deal with some very serious issues, and as healthcare workers, you have to find different ways to cope with it, and of course, taking care of ourselves and making sure that the frontline staff are taking care of themselves and supporting them as much as we can. And sometimes you do have to get a break for humor, so we do focus on that as well, making sure that we can have a little fun when it's appropriate.
All right.
Hey, Veronica, if I could take you back to the Rotary for just a second. Just refresh everybody's memory as to when you hold your meetings regularly, and are you still trying to do those over the noon hour, even though you're doing Zoom meetings now?
Yeah, we are still regularly on Wednesdays at noon, and we have gone to, and this has been because of the holiday as well, but we've gone to 3 Wednesdays a month. And I am going to be remiss. I don't remember exactly if it's the first, the second. I know.
I understand.
First, second, and third. First, second, and fourth, I think. But I'll have to get that to you. I'm terrible with keeping track of that calendar.
No, that's no problem. I know that you've already mentioned some of the great people that you've been able to bring in as speakers. Do you guys post that like on a Facebook page or something when you know who's going to speak so that people can kind of see if it's something they're interested in tuning into?
I know we have tried. I think we need to probably improve that a little bit to make sure that it's out there timely enough. So I appreciate you saying that. We do have a Facebook page, the Broken Bow Area Rotary Facebook page, that we try to stay active with. And we certainly post things that we have done, but certainly announcing the upcoming, we do need to get those out there for sure.
All right, Veronica, we know time is a little bit short for you these days. We always appreciate you taking time to talk to us and to our listeners, and look forward to our next visit.
All right, always a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Veronica Smith, this time around talking about a couple different things. She is the head of the Rotary for this year and the head of our hospital here in Broken Bow, and she has done a great job, and I know that you folks out there appreciate the way they've handled things at the hospital. So let's thank her when you get a chance. Thank the staffs when you can do that safely. And, of course, if you have family who are working the front line, give them a note, give them a call, let them know that you appreciate what they're doing out there. Brent and Dave with you here on The Breakfast Show. We'll take a quick time out and continue with these words.
Are you having a hard time getting moving after your surgery? Call Team Physical Therapy 872-5111. If you have recently undergone surgery to your knee, hip, shoulder, back, or wrist, or having trouble doing the things you love, call Team Physical Therapy 872-5111. With our highly trained staff in orthopedic rehabilitation, we are committed to getting you moving again. Call us at any of our locations close to you or check us out at myteampt.com, 872-5111.
This is Barb Hansen of Nebraska State Bank. If there's anything that 2020 has taught us, it's that we should be thankful for the simple things in life. A safe home, a healthy family, and the support of a caring community. I urge you all to take a minute to think about the good things in your life and to start 2021 off with a grateful mindset. On behalf of the entire Nebraska State Bank family, we wish you and your loved ones a very happy holiday season. Nebraska State Bank, member FDIC.
All right, back here at 8:27, Brent Apperson is getting over some of the sports incidents that have taken place over the weekend and now ready to tear into breakfast show information for you, our listeners. Brent?
Well, thanks, Dave. We did receive this announcement this morning from our friends at the Prairie Pioneer Center. We want to pass this information off to you. Unfortunately, due to a contact with a positive corona case, the Prairie Pioneer Center will need to be closed to all meal deliveries and pickups until Monday, December 14th. So there will not be meal deliveries or pickups available through the Prairie Pioneer Center this week. Unfortunately, customers will need to find an alternative method for meals during this week. They hope to open up again, though, on Monday, December the 14th. That's at the Prairie Pioneer Center in Broken Bow.
Thank you very much, Brent. We do want you folks to consider adding a little sunshine to life by helping out Brett Bubba Franzen. As you remember, he was involved in a tractor accident out on the highway, Highway 92, where a tractor and trailer collided with his tractor and severely injured Bubba. Last we knew, he was still in care at Kearney ICU, according to the latest report we have. That may or may not have changed. No matter what, it's going to take a long time for the recovery. And they do have some bands, some wristbands that come with your donation. If you make a donation, you'll get one band that says, "Be the sunshine like Bubba." He was always a sunshine for his family and friends, and so now we're going to return the favor. 100% of your donation can be made and set up at Great Western Bank here in Broken Bow. Last we knew, they were closed in the lobby. You need to use the drive-through. Even if you don't know Brett, we can assure you that he's a good guy and will appreciate your help. Please consider donating and taking a band with you to remind you that we are all hoping and praying for Brett's recovery every day. Be the sunshine like Bubba. Stop by. $5 or more donation will get you one of those wristbands, and go through the drive-through at Great Western Bank here in Broken Bow to make those donations. Looks like we have Higgy Baby in the house. We're going to get Higgy Baby in here and have him sit in with us to visit with Custer County Economic Development Corporation, because he oftentimes checks in and is up to speed on what's going on there, maybe more so than we are, Brent.
Sounds good.
Or maybe not, but otherwise we'll get him in here to get us hooked up.
All right, that'll work.
We'll do that right after these words.
Cattle producers, AeroSeed is your one-stop shop for power fencing needs. AeroSeed has all the supplies, including high-tensile wire, posts, insulators, and energizers to build or replace a solar, electric, or battery-operated system. They offer products from Gallagher, the most practical, affordable, and dependable range of animal management systems on the market. Should anything ever go wrong with your Gallagher Energizer, you won't have to send it off somewhere to be repaired. Most often it can be repaired right at AeroSeed. Get your Gallagher power fence and supplies from AeroSeed on North 10th Avenue, Broken Bow.
For those 62 years of age and for those that are handicapped or disabled regardless of their age, the Grand Generation Manor in Callaway has affordable housing available. An equal housing opportunity provider and employer. They're located at 200 South Grand Avenue in Callaway. The Grand Generation Manor.
Don't let winter weather and the fear of falling keep you stranded for the season. Poor balance doesn't have to be a consequence of aging. Pearson Physical Therapy has been helping their patients stay on their feet and take back their independence through individualized balance training programs. Reduce your chance for falls and regain your confidence this winter by calling 872-5800 for a free fall risk assessment from Pearson Physical Therapy, offering clinic, home, and telemedicine visits. Don't fall, give Pearson's a call at 872-5800.
Care is confusing, period. That's why having a knowledgeable local agent is so important. This is Liana with Nebraska Owners Insurance Agency. Are you turning 65 soon and not sure what Medicare plans you need to sign up for or when? Maybe you're over 65 and still employed with questions about your Medicare options when you retire. Or you've had Medicare coverage for years and are wondering if there are changes or more affordable plans available. Give me a call at 836-2201 for an appointment. As your agent, I can answer those questions.
Go Breakfast Show. And we have just, I think, brought up Andrew with Custer County Economic Development. How you doing, Andrew?
I'm good. How are you?
We're good. We're good. I'm not seeing you, but I'm hearing you, which is good. Oh, I see one little square of you there. You're looking good, man.
Well, thank you, Dave. I appreciate it.
Well, now, do you ever consider wearing a tie first thing Monday morning? Because just a question.
I've considered it.
Yeah.
That's it?
That was the question, right?
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I was going to say, I think that you answered it well, Andrew.
Thanks, Brett.
Yeah.
All right. So get us up to speed. What's happening with Custer County Economic Development Corporation?
There's plenty going on. As of late, have been able to get in touch with a lot more people, both our membership, businesses in general. Was out in Ansley last week. Headed to Callaway today just to do some quick stop-in visits, touch points. The Lieutenant Governor joined us in Ansley last week, and that was an incredible day, incredible visit. So we're starting to feel much more connected. Obviously, COVID has impacted that slightly over the last 9 months or so. But we're excited with where we're going. We're coming to the year end, which, I mean, when you say year end 2020, wowza. But we're excited, and we had that groundbreaking for those 2 lots here in Broken Bow just a month and a half ago, and they've got 2 basements poured, which is really exciting for some of this momentum to really start showing here in not only Broken Bow, but all the work that they've done in Ansley, Callaway, Arnold, Sargent. Really exciting things that have been happening through the course of this year, but now we're finally starting to see some of those physical representations of that progress.
Yeah, and I think that's something that I'm glad we're highlighting and talking about here on the air, Andrew, because, you know better than anybody in your position and with the Custer County Economic Development Corporation, you don't get a lot of word about it until something pops up on the media side of things, and you can't do that until you have everything all put together and ready to go, and then you can make that announcement. There's so much work that takes place ahead of when something happens. I think sometimes people wonder, hey, what's going on?
Exactly. We're not trying to be some underground organization that operates in the shadows. So much of what we do takes anonymity. It takes making sure a lot of these upfront details are taken care of first. And there are plenty of details, especially when you get more people involved, right? But we're excited. Like I said, there's more coming down the pipeline as well that we're really excited about. Some other grant opportunities, and I've been telling our membership time and time again, this upcoming opportunity, and we'll get to it later on this month. But if we were to grasp this opportunity, it would be the fund to end all funds that we would need for housing development throughout Custer County, which is really exciting to be able to put and inject that much money into our community, such that when we pair it with the existing funds we have that are building 2 homes currently, that Sargent was just awarded a few months ago, and that we're loosening up at Custer County to do housing rehab, we're talking about nearly $2 million for housing benefit throughout Custer County just in the last 2-3 years, which is really exciting. But I want to make sure I don't get ahead of myself and promise myself all that money up front. But it's exciting, as we start to look forward. I don't know about you, but I'm ready to put 2020 in the rearview mirror and start thinking about some things that are up here on the horizon.
I think we all feel that way, Andrew. We want it to be behind us, but we also know that we've got at least 2 or 3 months of work yet to do to get that in the rearview mirror. during that period of time, I know you'll continue and the board will continue, executive board and everybody will continue to work kind of under the radar. But boy, when we can come out of these dark days and really shine what's going on, it's going to be fun.
Well, it's a spectacular thing to consider. And obviously, so we heard from Veronica just a little while ago, updating us on the current situation. And I think I heard more hope in her voice than I have in a long time as she was providing some of her updates, which is great and gave me a little bit of energy coming into this conversation. But I just got a new set of data. I love data from Nebraska Public Power District. And the 10-year low for unemployment in Custer County was 2.1% back in 2017. That's when almost everybody that wanted a job had a job, right? 2% is drastically low. And obviously, coronavirus has impacted employment across the country, and you're seeing some of those numbers in the couple hundred thousands of people that don't have a job. Right now, our unemployment rate in Custer County is 2.2%. That's incredible. And don't get me wrong, we're not coronavirus proof. There are obviously personal situations that are being impacted by COVID, but we've also been blessed to keep people employed, to keep people getting paychecks. There are all sorts of businesses clamoring for more help because people are still able to make their livelihood by operating their small business or operating inside some of our major employers. So we're extremely fortunate to be able to operate as we've been operating, and we want to keep it that way. And so, the final plea is we're getting into the holiday season, and now as much as ever, it is important to be sure that you are shopping local. If not first, at some point, because so much of that commerce that's done here in this last month of the year, I mean, it pales in comparison to what happens throughout the year. And in that cycle of retail, the next 3 months are going to be extremely difficult for our retail and downtown shops. Some of that shopping activity diminishes in January, February, March. We want to make sure that we are giving our business owners as much of a chance as anybody. We're fortunate because the Custer County Foundation is showing all of these different donations that have been made by businesses, and that's a chance to showcase what our businesses can offer and how you can create a gift out of what's here locally. But again, that's the plea. We've been so fortunate not to lose much, if any, business over the last year, and we want to keep it that way.
Yeah, excuse me, that is huge, and I'm glad you've talked about that this morning. Brent and I and our guests, and almost every day we visit about this, maybe more so this time of year than other times of the year, which we really should be more diligent 12 months out of the year talking about this because it's so important. And I also wanted to ask you a little bit about the internet side of things. I know more and more businesses, because of COVID, have done things that they never dreamt they would be doing. Because of COVID, it's forced technology to move ahead a little faster in some of our small businesses. They can also offer shopping online, which many of them are starting to do.
Absolutely. The concept is omni-channeling. You still have your physical storefront, but you're finding other ways to do commerce, and typically that shows up as the internet. And I would also say that our business owners are finding innovative ways to sell without the internet if they don't feel comfortable. Mm-hmm. And so much of that is being so tapped into your customer base and your loyal clientele. If you have regulars that always come in and COVID has stopped them from going out, when you have that personal relationship, when you're that close with your loyal customers, especially in rural America, it doesn't cost you a thing to call that person and say, hey, what can we do for you? And just that one question can open up so many doors for you as a business to bolster that pride and that connection with your business and that customer, especially here in the holiday season. I don't know how many times I've had to look up online, what do I get my mother or what do I get my brother for Christmas, right? Mm-hmm. you know who can solve that question for me is one of our local business owners to say, hey, here's a personality type. I'm at a loss. What do you think? They can coach you through that because they've been through those sorts of conversations before. That's the joy and discomfort of retail, right? There's so many opportunities to connect with your client base, and when you do that, you go above and beyond as a business owner. And when you go above and beyond, that's when other people do your marketing for you. That's the word of mouth. You elated somebody, and they're just so happy and so pleased with their experience. They go tell other people.
Good point. And there's more. You've mentioned a few times today already, and again, I'm glad you have. You've mentioned all of our communities, or most of them, as the housing additions that are being made. Brent and I read what we call live reads every day for almost all of our communities have unique, wonderful coffee houses and shops and so forth that you only have to drive 15, 20 minutes to go shop at. We don't have to drive a long ways to get that variety in each of those communities.
Absolutely. And I've got to throw love at a couple of people here on the air. So one, Ollie's just opened up right over in Sargent. That's a huge win for them in Sargent. And just looking inside the store, I mean, we say it all the time. How does this exist here? That's one of those prime examples. When we were in Ansley last week with the Lieutenant Governor, Chewy's, the cafe there in town, catered, and my goodness. Now the food was great, but then they brought out some cheesecake. And gentlemen, there are few words to describe how good that dessert was. And I when I talk to Cheryl Carson over in Arnold, when we make visits over there, our itinerary revolves around Brewbaker's Coffee House and Gifts. And it typically ends up over at Grazer's to have ourselves some lunch. So, I mean, there are so many things that I look forward to when I go to each of our communities. Headed to Callaway today, and you can bet I'm going to be sitting in a booth at Shotgun Annie's ready to have some serious grub, right? There's so many blessings in each of these communities that we get to enjoy that we absolutely want to share with other people. So I just have to share all that love because there are so many different places to find ideas. And if you can't find it in Broken Bow, please, please, please ask around in some of these other communities. We walked into Livia's Boutique over in Ansley last week, and holy cow, I didn't know they had kids' toys. And there was one that was branded Paw Patrol that I know my son's going to go bananas over come Christmas time, right? But you never know until you walk in, until you have that conversation where somebody tells you what else is happening.
Yeah, I think that there's a real treat out there for folks. We've for years said, hop in your car and just drive in a circle around Custer County and on the edges of Custer County, and you'll find a lot of really cool things. And if you want to, why not go up to Burwell and do a little shopping with the folks up there? They've got a great town there, down in Cozad and Gothenburg, and these communities that are our size or smaller. We're all in this together, and it makes it fun, and we can help each other out.
Absolutely. And so much more of that regional mindset is so much more important because there's no way that Broken Bow goes up against Kearney and we win. But when we talk about central Nebraska in general, Broken Bow, all of our communities here in Custer County, add in Burwell, add in Ord, when you lump all that together, we've got a shot. And there's a real value proposition to shop with us here in central Nebraska versus Kearney.
And oh, by the way, Lexington has quite a few choices for some excellent cuisine.
Absolutely.
If you want to just go eat different kinds of good food, Lexington, they shine there as well. So you're right. A lot of places and a lot of things that we can enjoy and feel good about. Now, Brent's over here. He's been kind of quiet. He's got his really cute scarf on. Well, I guess it's a gator. I'm sorry. Did you want to slip down your gator and make a comment, Brent?
Well, yeah, Andrew, I do have a question for you. A while back, a topic of conversation was looking into bringing something like a YMCA to Broken Bow. Are those conversations still being had?
They are, and I can tell you that the coronavirus pandemic has absolutely brought that progress to a halt.
Yeah.
Like I said, conversations are still happening, and Veronica is our lead. Melham Hospital has been our lead, and they're obviously a little bit preoccupied with other things at the moment. But it's still right up here on my board that I can see. YMCA, indoor recreation in general. We're exploring how do we continue to get some of this progress going, because again, we're looking beyond, this coronavirus impact on what progress we can make. When restrictions lift, when everything becomes manageable, not when everything vanishes, but when everything is manageable, how can we make progress quickly so that we pick up where we left off? So we're having some of those conversations. What does it look like now in this era, in this time, for us to provide that asset, that amenity to our community? And we're kind of in holding pattern, but we're still learning, still trying to do more research. What makes sense for us once we get on the other side of this pandemic.
All right. Anything else, Brent?
No, that was my main question.
All right, very good. When you're out and about going up to Sargent and up through there, just a recommendation, swing by Arcadia if it happens to be after 5 o'clock. Check out their lights there. And then, of course, if you've been anywhere close to Comstock, you're seeing a glow coming out of that community. They have an unreal light display that they're getting bigger and bigger every year. Another example of our neighbors, maybe not inside the county lines, but offering some really small town fun things.
Absolutely. That's on our list as a family, to just go drive around and see lights. That's one thing my wife enjoys. So we'll be making a little road trip at some point.
Yeah, and also the bonus there is the kids might take a nap.
You would hope. As a parent, there's few joyous times that parallel nap time.
You got to be careful with this, Andrew, though, because I can tell you from experience, sometimes they'll take a nap in the car while you're driving around, and then when you get home, they wake up, and then they don't want to go to bed.
We've been there.
Yeah, I know.
Show for you.
All right. Was there anything else this morning you wanted to highlight while we're together here on the air?
I think we've touched on everything right now. Like I said, I'll get to talk to you both here next week and then the following week before Christmas, and we'll be sharing more information about some other programs, about some other things that we're up to. But like you said, Dave, we still have to get some of that groundwork laid. And so next week we'll talk about some cool things with housing rehab. And then later this month, we'll talk about this grant that we've got on our minds.
All right. And to start go back to the start of the show, I don't believe you need a tie. You look great. Don't worry about it.
Well, I appreciate it, Dave. I'm more of a bow tie guy myself. And I feel like we need to prep everybody with the bow tie. It can be a shock to some people.
Have a great day.
You too, guys.
All right. Andrew with Custer County Economic Development, of course, he is heading that up, but he has a good board behind him. They have a good executive board as well, and they're working on some things that a lot of what they do, they really can't talk very much about until it becomes reality. And I think it's great that they use the radio here to announce some of those wonderful things that are coming to fruition after long hours of planning and working and applying for grants and all the different things that needs to be done. It is 8:55 almost. Time for a little music right after these words.
Get a jump start on your 2021 financial resolutions with Premier Checking at Bruning Bank. Earn interest monthly with your Premier
Rudy Giuliani is being treated for the coronavirus at Georgetown University Hospital. CBS's Weijia Zhang.
Giuliani's diagnosis follows weeks of traveling across the country to contest the November results through courts. Last week, he spoke in Arizona, Georgia, and Michigan, often without covering his face.
Georgia Democrat John Ossoff debated an empty podium.
My message for the people of our state at this moment of crisis is your senator feels entitled to your vote.
GOP incumbent David Perdue was a no-show. CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Deb Carson.
In Sunday night NFL action, the Chiefs improved to 11-1 and clinched a playoff spot by beating the Broncos 22-16. Harrison Butker kicked 5 field goals for Kansas City. Chiefs' only touchdown was a 20-yard connection between Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. The Giants stunned the Seahawks 17-12. New York has won 4 in a row and remains atop the NFC East at 5-7. This was the first win this season by any NFC East team over a team with a winning record. Seattle falls to 8-4. The Rams are also 8-4. They beat the Cardinals 38-28, so LA moves into a tie with Seattle for the NFC West lead. Arizona falls to 6-6. Packers improved to 9-3 by ripping the Eagles 30-16. Philadelphia benched quarterback Carson Wentz for Jalen Hurts, who threw for 109 yards and 1 touchdown, also had 1 interception.
Here's your weatherology forecast. Plentiful sunshine in store for today with high temperatures approaching 60. We'll have our winds breezy from the northwest. Then for tonight, mostly clear skies, a low of 27. Mid-60s for highs on your Tuesday. That stretch of sunny weather looks to continue. And much the same even into your Wednesday, up to 65 degrees with lots of sun. Thursday, partial sun, 51. For the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Michael Carroll.
News and weather was brought to you today by Custer Electric and Irrigation in Broken Bow. Custer Electric and Irrigation is your place for all things pivots and electrical. Call today to schedule your fall pivot maintenance. Lance offers a flat rate tower inspection fee, 10% off any parts needed, and a 46-point inspection process that ensures your peace of mind in the spring. Maybe you're in the market for a new sprinkler package or a brand new Zematic pivot. They can help with that too. With 0% financing, now is the time to replace that old pivot and enjoy the power of Zematic in your fields. And ask how they can save you $500 on a sprinkler package. With harvest coming, make sure your grain bins are in top working order by having them checked over or even rewired. Lance and the crew will keep your bins in top shape so you don't worry about wet corn at your busiest time. They also carry the widest range of fuses and capacitors in town. Call today at 872-7786. Check them out on Facebook or at custerei.com. Custer Electric and Irrigation. Experience the difference.
36 degrees outside, lots of sunshine. It's 9:03. You're listening to The Breakfast Show on a Monday, and Brent just had to endure a rampage of yours truly off the air. Apologize, Brent. I just don't believe that the Raiders belong in Las Vegas. That's just sick. It's wrong.
Yeah, you were really passionate about it during the break. You were, in fact, little blood vessels up in your forehead were starting to pop out.
Well,
I'm interested just by the passion that all of a sudden you've had for the NFL. I've never seen this before.
Well, it's because of the Packers.
Yeah, because of the Packers.
I mean, come on.
But, the Packers thing, and now, the little rant you went on during the break to me about the Raiders being in Vegas. I've just never seen this much passion for the NFL out of you before.
Well, they belong in Oakland. The Oakland Raiders. That's where it was at. That's when they were down and dirty. And they would be a little rough around the edges like Oakland is. It fit. They had the outfits for it, black and with the Raiders on there, and it fit. And then those fans supported them all those years, and then they pull up stakes. It's ridiculous.
Well, it's hard to judge what the fan support is this year because they're not allowing anybody into the stadium.
Well,
there might be a pretty good atmosphere in Vegas for them.
Well, they're letting
we just don't know.
They're just coming into town gambling and watching them on TV, betting on them on TV.
Oh.
It's all wrong. It's sick.
Okay. I'm not going to. I mean, I'm with you. When you say the Raiders, it just seems more fitting that Oakland is in front of that.
Well,
I'm not going to deny that.
I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, there have been some blogs from Billy Turner with the Packers about that very thing. What? Yeah.
Google is an amazing thing. You've been on Google all week. I'm sorry. You're not going to tell me that you've actually sat down and watched a Packers game and then all of a sudden know all the... You just Googled their roster and now just throwing out names. That's what you're doing. Again, to get under my skin. That's all this is.
Everybody knows that's not true.
You don't care about the Packers. And personally, listen, I know some people who are diehard Packers fans, all right? My uncle and his family, diehard Packers fans. I know other fans, and I think you're doing them a disservice, if you want my opinion. There have been people out there that have been Packers fans since we little kids and love the Packers, and now this guy comes along, David Burney, that just jumps on the bandwagon and pretends as though he's been a Packers fan all his life. True, real Packers fans, I don't know if they appreciate that or not.
I watched him in black and white. That's all I'm going to say. If you have no idea.
And you cheered for them. And you had a Packers T-shirt on every time you watched them back in the day.
We couldn't afford that sort of thing back then. Okay. We didn't have jerseys of our teams. Didn't even think about it. We were busy walking to school uphill both ways. We didn't have time to buy expensive pro jerseys to support our teams. We watched them on black and white in the afternoons.
All right. Okay.
And that was if it wasn't too snowy. Could see the picture.
So do you have a Packers shirt that you wear now?
I don't invest in that sort of thing.
Oh.
It's not necessary to be a fan to have to wear their jerseys that, I don't have any shoulder pads to put underneath those.
Okay.
You have something you want to highlight? I'd like to, again, thank Arcadia this morning for having us over.
Yeah.
Appreciate that if you're just tuning in. Had a good time judging the lights over there this past weekend. And the King's Journey Live looked like it went very, very well. They had trolleys running and campfires, actual fires going. It was pretty neat. Thank you.
Good.
I don't think it's fair, by the way, to compare whether a crowd can go or not because the NFL cannot let people into the games. Because if the crowds could go, this is how it's going to work for Oakland. Sorry, there are going to be a whole bunch of people in town to gamble, spend all their money on gambling games, and they might take in the football game while they're there. That's why Oakland has been moved. That's why the Raiders have been moved to Vegas. They got a built-in crowd just to break away from gambling once in a while. I've only been in Vegas once, and I personally wouldn't go back.
Never been.
I didn't care for it very much, and nor did my wife. But
all I'm saying is I don't think you can judge what the atmosphere is going to be like for the Raiders in Vegas, considering the fact that they're not allowing fans in. It might be a great atmosphere in Vegas.
Well, if you want to hang around with a bunch of rich people, yeah. People got so much money, they're going to put it down a slot machine. Ho, ho.
I don't know. You're very passionate about it. I will give you that.
Yeah, I am, because of the Packers. Agland ATV.
What do the Packers have to do with the Raiders
because
being in Vegas?
You can own the Packers. You can buy stocks in them. You can be part of the team. You don't have to wear a jersey. You can actually have your hands on right in the middle of the contest.
Bandwagon fans. You got to love them. Nebraska Land Hearing Center. Roxanne is ready to give you some great specials. You can receive a $500 discount for buying local and trade-in values on old hearing aids. Just call Roxanne to find out more. We'll give you the number here in just a second. Also offering a $1,500 stimulus special. and a holiday special as well. So contact Roxanne today to find out about those. It's 308-384-3852. If you're having a hard time understanding loved ones over the phone right now, make sure you talk to Roxanne about free amplified phones for the residents of Nebraska. Again, the number to call to set up your appointment today is 308-384-3852. You'll find their facility located in the Broken Bow Chamber Building, downtown Broken Bow.
Oh, I wanted to just put this out this morning. I don't know for sure if this has been taken care of, but it was Friday afternoon, I believe it was, and we received a call from Randy and Vicki Jenkins, and they live out on the Rhino Road. And then when they got home, they ended up with an extra cat. And they probably are right on here, because a cat will climb up into a car if it's warm, or a pickup, and take a ride. And probably the case, because the cat had no fur on its tail. So it probably got a belt treatment while it was riding. But the cat is fine, and if you have lost your gray and white, well-fed cat, that might be yours that left town on a excursion, a ride. And if you'd like to talk to them about that, it's 872-6691, 872-6691. If you're missing your gray and white cat, they said it's well-fed. They know it was a tame cat. Probably they're thinking around Agland ATV or V-Bar right in there is where maybe that cat jumped on board before they came home. Now, they may have gotten that taken care of over the weekend, but I just wanted to bring that up in case we didn't catch you on Friday afternoon on that.
Okay.
Viero Wireless. We'd like to thank them this morning for being part of the breakfast show and helping us bring you live streaming of sports, which we were able to do this past Friday. And we watched it on our TV at home. Hopefully you folks did too. A lot of very nice comments about covering some of the basketball this past Friday, Broken Bow and North Platte St. Pat's games, and watched them and listened to you guys call it. And a nice job on that. And the kids played hard. The ladies won their matchup, the boys, in a brutal defensive battle.
Yeah, it was kind of a physical boys game. Good game, though.
Yeah.
Ended up just a 4-point difference.
And so what's our schedule in the future, Brent, for coverage this week? I know you forget about the Bears, forget about the Packers, forget about Oakland. Let's go back to high school.
Okay, let's do that. We'll be on the air with high school basketball tomorrow night. And we're planning to do another live video stream as we will be in Loop City, bringing you Anselm Myrna against Arcadia Loop City. We'll plan to have those on the radio for you on KBBN 95.3 FM and on KBBN.com. And then we plan to have a live video stream with our radio call for you as well that you can access on our Sandhills Express Facebook page, Twitter, and YouTube, and also sandhillsexpress.com. We do want to alert you that I believe the boys are playing first. So the boys will tip off at 6, and then the girls' varsity will follow, and we'll have those games for you tomorrow night from Loop City.
All right. Just one last thing. I didn't want to, leave this behind, if you will. But
okay.
Not a better punt returner or kick returner than the Packers have.
What?
Yeah, Tyler Irvin. Fantastic. Wonderful player.
Whatever.
You have some other things you want to highlight there?
Well, I would like to say, I don't know if you know who the Chicago Bears kick returner is, but his name is Cordero Patterson, and he owns records when it comes to returning kickoffs for touchdowns. He's returned one this year, which is amazing considering the fact that teams don't even kick off to returners hardly anymore. But he still found a way to take one 4 or 5 yards deep in the end zone and return it against Minnesota earlier this season. And this guy from Green Bay, never even heard of him.
Oh, come on. He's the best.
The Bears have had some of the greatest returners in the history of the game. Devin Hester, now Cordero Patterson. But then Patterson never gets a chance because they never kick to him.
Well, don't you think it would help, too, if the Bears would score more
often? They kick to that
often?
Green Bay guy because they don't even know who he is, probably.
Well, he gets a lot of kicks because Green Bay knows how to score a touchdown.
Well, usually you return the kick when the other team scores a touchdown. That's all right.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
Don't you get it?
No, not really.
Okay.
Okay, what do you want me to do now?
Well, whatever you want to do. I'm
Okay.
trying to get along here.
No. Agland ATV has great gift ideas for those on your list with ATVs and UTVs. Got a lot of accessories. Light bars, cabs, heaters, radios, snow blades, more. Great ideas for Christmas gifts. Give the gift of off-road comfort with awesome accessories from Agland ATV, your local Polaris dealer. Visit them on West Highway 2 in Broken Bow. Just look for the parking lot with UTVs and ATVs. Agland ATV in Broken Bow, Nebraska.
Those are great gift ideas for the folks out there.
They might even be able to custom make you one with the Green Bay logo on it, since you're such a die-hard Packers fan.
They can do anything at Agland ATV. So I would imagine they would give it a try if we ask, but I try not to boast, like wear paraphernalia, logos and things like that of my pro team. I just let them do the talking.
Well, sounds to me like you've been doing a lot of talking for them this morning.
Well, they had a big victory yesterday.
Who did they play anyway?
Eagles.
Oh, yeah, the Eagles. Yeah, boy, yeah. The Eagles, they're a tough team this year. They've been having a great year.
They've had a few
getting a win over them is
things.
impressive.
They were on top of their game yesterday. What else you have for us?
Well, since we're on the topic of athletics, we do want to remind you that the Broken Bow Athletic Booster Club is currently taking nominations for the 2021 Broken Bow Athletic Hall of Fame. Athletes must have graduated from Broken Bow High School at least 5 years ago and excelled in athletics during high school. Let's see. To obtain a nomination form, you can contact Heather Wright at this number, 308-870-1289, or you can email Heather at hwright, WRIGHT 93 at gmail.com. Your nominations must be accepted by December 31st of this year.
What's today?
Today is December the 7th, I think, Monday.
Yes, that's right. It's Pearl Harbor Day. Governor's call-in today.
Today at 2, yes.
Also, drive-through Santa tonight.
Oh, is that the library?
Yeah, 5 to 7 at the Broken Bow Library. Kids, you can drop off your letters to Santa and say Merry Christmas. And you're encouraged to stop by the library and get a ticket ahead of time for a time slot. Or call them at 872-2927 for more details.
I like and we've talked about this before, it really is neat to see the way organizations, businesses have tried to do something new to allow things to continue to be done, especially this season with COVID, because I know, a year or two ago, I was at the library and we read to the kids while they climbed on the bus, and you would go around and take a look at lights. And obviously a jam-packed bus ride can't be done right now with COVID, but still inventing something that you can still do.
Yep.
Under the circumstances. I think that's pretty neat the way we've seen that happen.
Agreed. Blood drive in Callaway on Thursday. Should know that.
Okay.
And they're short on blood everywhere, so keep that in mind. And again, the online auction is this week for the Custer County Foundation. Check out their Facebook page. And the kids' Christmas interviews, as we mentioned, will be hitting the airwaves very, very soon. Now, you can also, I don't know what arrangements you have to make to get a total blood changeover, kind of like getting your oil changed, but you might consider that.
What?
Yeah, get all of that bear's blood out of you.
Oh, give me a break. Hey, I've got a question for you. You're such a big Green Bay fan, or so you say. Do you? I find Wisconsin's known for cheese. Green Bay Packers fans are called cheese heads.
Right.
Okay. You constantly promote Velveeta. I think that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
You don't even eat real cheese. Call yourself a Green Bay Packers fan. What? You go? You take a little slab off your Velveeta block while you're watching the Green Bay Packers.
Velveeta is real cheese. You notice it's the same color as their helmets.
It's not real cheese when it isn't even in the refrigerated section.
Well, it can be. You can put it in the fridge. When you get it home, we put ours in the fridge.
Well, after you open it, yeah. But you don't pick it up in the refrigerated section before it's opened, right?
Well, that's because it's purified and bona fide, cured. It's like a good smoked ham. You don't have to refrigerate it.
Okay.
What else you got for us?
Well, let's see.
I don't know why you get so worked up.
You're getting me flustered because all you are, you're just a bandwagon fan. That's all you are. I just don't.
Well,
bandwagon fans drive me crazy.
Let me just say something.
Because
Brett Favre.
I'm fans of
Brett Favre.
What about Brett Favre?
One of the all-time great quarterbacks. Who did he play for?
Statistically. What?
Who did he play for?
A lot of teams.
Who did he play for the longest?
Green Bay.
Bart Starr?
A legend. Green Bay. Yes.
Do you happen to remember the coach's name of Green Bay?
What?
The
Way
first
back?
coach? Yeah.
Oh, Vince Lombardi is probably who you're talking
Vince
about.
Lombardi Award?
Yes.
Okay.
This
is the history
of
football.
Trophy is called.
This is vintage.
I know. I'm not denying it. It's one of the most storied franchises in the history of the National Football League. I'm not denying any of that. It's you coming in here. When did this happen? A year, 2 years ago? You come in here and just all of a sudden, out of the blue, you're a Green Bay Packers fan. And the only reason you're a fan is because Jeremy and I, who work here, we are Chicago Bears fans, and we have been for an extremely long time. And then you come in out of the blue because the Packers had a great season one year or something, and next thing you know, you're a big Packers fan.
Okay.
That's what's driving me crazy. You're a bandwagon fan.
And
you're a fan for no other reason than to get under my skin. And I'm letting you do it. That's what's crazy.
It's fake news, folks. That's not true at all. Fake news. You know, our current president was a Democrat at one time.
Okay.
Yeah. So you hold... He's a Republican now. He changed his mind years ago.
Okay, so you're now saying you haven't been a diehard Packers fan. You changed your mind, and now just out of the blue, you are a Packers fan. That's what you're admitting to that now?
There was one time because of my son, I weakened because of my oldest son. Because I weakened because he was a Chargers fan. And I climbed on the Chargers bandwagon because he liked Dan Fouts.
Yeah. So if I were to call up one of your sons right now, Chris or Paul, and visit with them, they would tell me that, oh, yeah, growing up, Dad was a huge Packers fan. You really think they'll back you up on that?
They won't even remember that I was a football fan at all.
Exactly.
Because I didn't make a big deal about it. I didn't wear all of the.
Then why are you making a big deal about it now?
Because it's time that they get the recognition they deserve. What else you have for us?
I don't know. I'm flustered. LB Custom Chrome and Detailing.
Shine up your car?
Yes. Shine up your car. Make it look nice on the inside and the outside. And they have some great things going on as far as gift certificates and things like that. that you can purchase for gifts this holiday season. Going on now through December 24th, you can take advantage of some great specials at LB Custom Chrome and Detailing. Great ideas for Christmas. $15 a month for unlimited washes and vacuums. That's a great deal. $15 a month. Take it in any time for a wash and a vacuum. Also, they're offering $25 off every gift certificate purchased right now, and there's 3 options for those. You can get one for the interior, one for the exterior, or put them together and get the complete package. These can be purchased online at lbcustomchrome.com/MMP, or give them a call at 872-6212, or just stop by and visit with them at LB Custom Chrome and Detailing.
You realize Michael Davis down in Florida is more than likely a big Packers fan.
Whatever.
I'm pretty sure he is. And that means a lot. What else you have for us? Quality, my friend, quality. Not quantity, quality.
Okay.
Because
well, since you said quality, let's talk about Quality Senior Villages.
Very good.
Yeah. A wonderful care facility, folks, right here in Broken Bow, Nebraska. And they, again, assure you that they are certainly taking every measure possible to keep their residents and staff safe during this time as they continue to follow all of the recommendations from the CDC as well as DHHS to protect their residents. And because they're doing that, obviously, visitors coming in and talking with the folks there at the facility, not recommended like it has been in the past. So because of that, they encourage you to contact their facility, and they will try to make sure that they do everything they can to get you in contact with those people, whether it be a video chat or something like that. So give them a call today at 872-6387. Find out more about their facility and the services that they offer, not just in the facility itself, but even outside the facility as they work with others in taking care of our folks in the area who are struggling with Alzheimer's and related dementia. That's Quality Senior Villages, Broken Bow. Man, I wonder, I can hear the conversation. I wonder what they're talking about outside in the lobby area. I can hear that conversation from here.
Oh, I would imagine they're talking about how upset you get over talking about the Packers. But that's just my guess.
I am feeling bad because when you get me revved up, my voice like goes to a higher pitch and all of that, and I've got to calm down.
Calm down. We'll take a time out.
Okay.
We'll be back.
Lions Appliance in Broken Bow has some awesome TVs available. They would be a perfect gift right now with the extra time we're spending at home. Lions has Samsung TVs from 32 inches all the way up to 85 inches. Use a new TV to stream high school sports. It's easier than ever with the smart TVs they have at Lions. Delivery and installation is available when you choose Brent and his crew at Lions. Don't head out of town. Local stores like Lions Appliance are ready to get you what you need. Lions Appliance in Broken Bow, open 6 days a week, Monday through Saturday.
Grocery Cart is open every day, 7 a.m. until 10 p.m. Save right now on 85% lean, fresh ground round, $3.28 a pound. Hormel boneless center cut pork chops, $2.28 a pound. Eye of round roast or steaks, just $4.48 a pound. 2.5-pound bags of Best Choice boneless, skinless chicken breast fillets are $5.48, and Crystal Farms cream cheese is 4 for $5. Hamburger, chicken, or tuna helpers are only 98 cents each. Grocery Cart. Shop and save on East Highway 2, Broken Bow.
Loafie's Holiday Sweepstakes is back. The bakers of Country Hearth would like to put a little more jingle in your jolly this holiday. Loafie will be giving away 2 checks for $500, and one grand prize winner will receive a check for $1,000. The sweepstakes ends December 8th, so enter today for your chance to win. To enter and for complete rules, visit countryhearthbreads.com/sweepstakes.
Ever feel like something's off? For farmers like you, it's all too common. That's why at Golden Harvest, we're always on, bringing you the unique genetics, agronomic expertise, and tireless service that surpass conditions. Because no matter how things are today, they'll be different tomorrow. and we'll still be here doing whatever it takes for you. Because even on off days, we don't take days off. Visit goldenharvestseeds.com. Come and get it. Enlist E3 soybeans are hot, and Golden Harvest has yours. Get greater confidence, flexibility, and yield potential in your 2021 weed management system. We're relentless about your results, and that commitment never goes out of stock. Contact your Golden Harvest seed advisor today. Golden Harvest is a trademark of a Syngenta Group company. Enlist E3 soybean technologies jointly developed with Dow AgroSciences LLC and MS Technologies LLC. Enlist E3 is a trademark of Dow AgroSciences LLC.
It's 9:30, and I believe we have at least one more item of interest yet this morning.
Yeah, I want to share with you a job opportunity that you can read more about by going to sandhillsexpress.com and clicking on the employment page. Central Nebraska Community Action Partnership is looking for an infant toddler home visitor. This is a 40 hours per week position. It's a year-round position in Broken Bow. Starting pay will be $11.22 to $12.24 an hour, depending on qualifications. They offer some great benefits, too: health, dental, life, and vision insurance, an exceptional PTO plan, paid holidays, and retirement available. Qualified individuals must possess a high school diploma or equivalent, a valid Nebraska driver's license, and a working phone. They prefer prior experience working with children ages 6 weeks to 3 years old and working with income-qualifying families. For an application, you can contact CNCAP Human Resource Department at 308-745-0780. Extension number is 105. You can also go to their website and apply online at centralnebraskacap.com.
All right. I believe that takes care of what we needed to bring you this morning on this Monday. We look forward to getting back together with you on Tuesday morning, right around 7:30. Don't forget, we have the Governor's Call-In Show for you today on KCNI, right at 2 o'clock. That should be interesting with everything that is going on right now. And again, don't forget about the Santa drive-through tonight at the Broken Bow Library. And tomorrow morning, you can have free coffee at the City Cafe and Tumbleweed Cafe in Broken Bow, courtesy of Off-Broadway, between 7:30 and 9:30. That concludes the show for today. Thanks, Brent, for working with me through all your emotional problems.
Well, I didn't have any emotional problems until I came in here and spent the last 2 hours with you.
That makes me feel warm and fuzzy inside. Thanks so much.